So we finally wrapped up shooting in Las Vegas with two great participants. The first participant, Stefan, is a local league player who just wants to develop better fundamentals. And even though Stefan has only been playing a short amount of time, he has a lot of natural ability. But he does have some issues with his fundamentals, along with his cue ball control. And even though Stefan wasn't able to do the 14 days of training, we did spend some time with him to help fix some of these problems. And one of the problems Stefan had was, like a lot of players, he tended to hit balls much harder than he needed to. Instead of stroking through the cue ball, he was trying to power through the cue ball, resulting in misses or lack of cue ball control.
Well, on the first day, what he was explaining to me was that I was basically stopping at the ball. So I was shortening my stroke instead of pushing all the way through the ball, and that I would grip it sometime. And I had noticed in the past, and sometimes it would take concentrating for me to not turn my wrist or grip the stick too hard. I'd be concentrating thinking about it. But I never really had a drill or something to do to change it. So when he said, hey, you know what, you're stopping short, you're gripping the cue, those were things that I knew I was doing before, but I never had a drill or something to do to kind of retool the stroke. So again, the stroke drill's my second day. I probably hit close to 750 shots, and it just feels very comfortable. I'm not thinking about it where before I'd be down on a critical shot and I'd be telling myself, you know, hold it loose, stay down, be still, sight this, where now I'm kind of just getting down and everything is just really flowing nice and smooth. So I can see the improvement in 2 days, day and a half.
So after finishing his stroke drill, we then had to teach Stefan how to develop a soft touch, along with learning how to stroke through the cue ball instead of trying to power through the cue ball. For instance, in this example, we need Stefan to pocket the 9 ball and hold the cue ball for the 12 ball. And when most players try this shot, this is what happens. They end up bringing their stick back too far, and this results in a miss or striking the cue ball way too hard. But after several attempts, Stefan finally started to figure it out. Next, we had to work on Stefan's center ball positioning. One problem Stefan had was that he had no confidence that the cue ball was going to go where he wanted it to go. That's why center ball positioning is so important for players of all skill levels. Once you understand center ball positioning, you're going to know the exact path the cue ball takes after it strikes the object ball. The problem with many players is that they use English on every position shot, but they never take the time to fully understand center ball positioning. And this usually results in poor position play and poor speed control. So after a few days of training, Stefan has much better fundamentals along with a better understanding of cue ball positioning. But this is just the beginning. Stefan will have to take this knowledge and start practicing the ball pocketing drills along with pattern play.
And I'm anticipating next year playing in a tournament in Vegas called the Dock Hill. It's for B players, and then eventually hopefully in another 2 years to play in the Andy Mercer. I will be joining the APA in the fall, and working with towards giving me the confidence to go ahead. It's something I've been contemplating for a while, but I think after practicing with the system and the drills, another 3 or 4 months I'm going to go ahead and join the APA, and hopefully I'll be able to get a first win in a tournament here in town.
And working with Stefan has been great, and he has a house full of pool players. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of Stefan and his kids in upcoming tournaments.
Hi, my name is Sion. My favorite hobby is to play pool. I beat my father sometimes, but he's challenging. One of my goals is to beat him on one-on-one for some money. And
we both want to do the 14 days training.
So the last time we met Dennis, he had just finished his stroke drill and was starting to work on his ball pocketing and cue ball control. The ball pocketing drill required him to hit the same spot on the cue ball time after time, and he also had to hit a target on each shot. These drills helped him to understand how the cue ball moves around the table using center, center low, and center high. We then worked on half-table pattern play where he would learn how to run out patterns in a confined space. And when we came across a shot he had problems with, we would use stickers to mark the shot. And he had to shoot this shot over and over and over again until it was no longer a problem. On this particular shot, he kept hitting too much of the object ball from this angle. But soon, we corrected this aiming problem, and after several shots, he was able to pocket it without too much trouble. Then, we worked on sliding cue ball techniques. Dennis learned that hitting center on the cue ball or a little above or below center, he can really control the path the cue ball takes. And using this knowledge, he can then start to become much more accurate in his speed control and also his position play. Soon he was no longer guessing where the cue ball was going. He started to become more confident that the cue ball was going to go where he wanted it to go. So even though there's a dramatic difference in how Dennis plays now as opposed to when we started 2 weeks ago, he still has a lot of work ahead of him doing drills and pattern play. But he now has stronger fundamentals along with a new understanding of how the cue ball moves around the table. And if he stays committed to becoming a strong player and continues practicing the correct way, I'm sure he'll achieve the goals he set out for himself.
A lot of my position play has changed now because my stroke has changed. So before I used to have to work really hard to move the ball around the table and up and down the table, and now after developing a new stroke, I can work the ball a lot easier up and down the table without having to muscle the ball around like I thought I used to have to. So not only have I had to change my mind, my thought process on playing pool, but also the fundamentals of my stroke. Pretty much everything has changed in the course of these 2 weeks.
Now with Stefan and Dennis, the training was all about the fundamentals and creating a strong foundation. With our next participant, a young player out of Wisconsin, along with fundamentals, we'll be covering breaking, kicking, banking, and pattern play to help prepare him for the Junior Nationals. So join us June 24th when we travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin to help a 15-year-old prepare for the BEF Junior Nationals. Then we'll be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania helping a local player achieve his lifelong goals. Next we'll be in Pipestone, Minnesota working with a hometown hero who has dreams of becoming a pro. Then Madison, Wisconsin where we'll be working with a father-son team. Then on to Franklin, Indiana to help a local league player prepare for Vegas. We'll then arrive in Salem, Arkansas to help two best friends become the very best in pool. Then Milwaukee, Wisconsin where a pool giant is just waiting to be discovered. Next on to Monroe, North Carolina to help a player prepare for the APA Championship. Then on to Fenton, Missouri to help a player get to that next level. Then we'll be in Oil City, Pennsylvania to help a young player become a pool monster.
14 days.